not the theme song, y'all. So anyway, I'm laughing because this is fourth Monday, and as you guys know, it is really, really exciting always to have young leaders talking with us, whether we're on the radio, we're in person, wherever we are. I always, always, always love it when we have our young leaders talking to us, and so we'll just do some brief introductions, and then they'll talk to y'all themselves, and we'll talk too. But I definitely want to introduce. We have. I'm going to start with Miss Heaven Hart. Giveaway, Miss Heaven. So you have a great background. I see. They're going to teach me that. Okay, Miss Heaven Hart, and then we have Mr. Jalen and Mr. Tyree Blaylock. And so if you can scoot the camera over to you a little bit. There you go. Say hey, wave at us. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we have, of course, and then you guys know, I mean, you already know, we have Mr. KUAW. He's hanging out with us today, and I want to hear about his football. So wave at us, please. And Miss Bree, how you doing today?
Doing well. I'm excited. It's fourth Monday, so we get to hear from the youth on the show. Like, let's go. I need to hear all the fresh ideas so I can build upon
No, I know what's
it.
happening. And again, we earlier a few minutes ago we were just talking about, dreams, jobs, and I forgot the other J.
Jeopardy.
That's funny. Dreams and Jeopardy. Absolutely. That's fun. And so the reason that I wanted to kind of do those today is those listening to us may remember that last week we were talking about violence in not just here but really anywhere. Violence, gun violence, just conflict, just all of that. And as summer is coming closer to us, I always think about what are we going to do to really make sure that we're doing our job to make sure that our young people are busy enough, and not just busy doing stuff, but busy having fun, being engaged and challenged so that, they won't have as much time for even, doing all that, or letting other people get into their space to interrupt their peacefulness. And it's up to us to help, make some of those things happen. I know one of the things, Mr. Kevon, I'm gonna ask you this question. We had talked about, because we do monthly outings, with a lot of our young people, our students, and Worlds of Fun is one of the places that we, are still gonna try to go to. And the reason I know that was one of the places that you had mentioned. So knowing that, now there's going to be some limitations and restrictions, how does that make you feel? Like,
I mean, it don't really bother me now. I turn it's for 15-year-olds and younger. I turn 16 Wednesday, so
Wednesday,
yeah, I turned 16 this Wednesday.
I'm going to
So
remember that.
I mean, I feel like why should it only take one person to ruin it for everybody though? That's what's kind of bad about it, and it makes us feel like we can't be out nowhere or they don't trust us, and that's some of the reasons we don't get to do certain things.
I agree with you. And the reason I wanted to ask, because I know, because we're still going to go. And I think we'll go back and we'll kind of look at that language, because I think they were saying that 15 and under, it's before 4 o'clock. There's a certain time that people can be by themselves. But I think in general, you're right that 15 and under, after 4 or 5 o'clock, they cannot be there without someone who's 21. So not even 18, not even an adult, so it's really putting a lot of pressure there. And a lot of students, they go to Worlds of Fun in the summer. They work there, they go there. And so you're right. It's like one bad apple, but it seemed like there was 150 of them.
Time and a place, bro. I mean, I guess that is bad that it was a bunch of people, but it's still like I'm pretty sure they know right from wrong, and they know that there's a time and a place to act crazy, and that definitely wasn't a place to do that.
No, I agree. And something happened. I mean, I don't know. So when you think about it, Miss Heaven, Jalen, or Tyree, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, I think you may, but I'm gonna throw it out. So as you may know, a couple of weeks back, there was a huge altercation. Well, there was. I don't even know if it was huge. There was a whole bunch of people, is what it was. They said 150 people. They were all fighting and they tried to break the fights up. And then they kept fighting, tried to break it up, kept fighting. And eventually somebody hit one of the sheriffs. I mean, they hit the police person, right? And so from there, World of Fun said, nope. And they just changed all the rules. And now they're I mean, it was an immediate ban on people being there by themselves. Got to have your parents, all this type of stuff. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that in regards to your summer and your fun? Like, is that fair, unfair? You get it, don't get it? What y'all think? Anybody? Meaning Kevin, Jalen, and Tyree. Now, Miss Kevin, you're older, so tell me your thought as a college student, because if you're not 21, would you want, well, you ain't got to be chaperone, but you know what I'm saying?
Um, I mean, yeah, I definitely understand. I mean, I feel like people's actions have consequences, and like he said, there is a time and a place, but um, I don't really know what the situation will be, like you said, so I really know what's going on, but yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know what happened. They never said that, but it's like the bigger thing is because they just had in the paper last week that there were, I think, three more, deaths. And so it's like it's April, and as deaths are, going up, and a lot of it's young people. And I think that there's probably a a desire or a initiative or whatever to try to stop things before it happens. That's their way of stopping violence. And I mean, is that the solution to, like you're saying, Mr. Kevon, just stop students, younger people, from going places? I mean, Jalen, Tyree, I mean, you can jump in anytime you want to. For the most part, you can just, raise your hand and talk with us, anybody. And Miss Bree, please, as well. Like,
No, I don't think that banning people, well, young people from places is gonna stop any of that, because most of this time when it happens, it's not usually from the place. It's more so it came over from certain places like social media. It's always more to the story. So I don't think that banning kids would be beneficial. I mean, it might solve a little bit. It's not gonna really do anything.
Jalen, Tyree, either thought about that? Is stop it, or do we think of something else? Maybe.
Honestly, in my opinion, it's not really going to do anything, to be honest. I mean, to be honest, they're just going to do whatever they want, really. Rules or no rules. So,
And tell me and thank you. So, and when you think of, you're like, it's not going to change, because I'm thinking even with the ban, students are still going to get in, and there's going to be a way that they're going to get somebody 21 to get them in and all that. How are they going to track all these people administratively? How are they going to make sure that first every young person is that age or not? Miss Bree. I mean, I agree with you guys.
you're going to have kids checking kids' IDs, because we hire, they hire the youth at Worlds of Fun. So at that point, oh, I got this connection who'll get us in. You don't have to be 21, who'll give you the clearance, whatever. So yeah, no, you're not going to stop it there. So I absolutely agree with him. I agree with Mr. Kevon. I agree with Miss Heaven as well. Like you when I was a kid, I had the sense of responsibility that I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't care what everyone else did, but when it came down to me, I didn't want to get in trouble because of what I had to face. Not only was it going to be anything with the law, but it was my daddy. I didn't want to face my daddy. So I don't know how to have this conversation with folks, because I know there's a bunch of kids out there that they don't care, and they're going to involve you in things. I'd like to kind of hear everyone's feedback on that. Like, how do you deal with that friend who is not paying attention to their decisions, and then they involve you and stuff? Do you stay away from it? Do you go along with it and pray for the best? Like, what happens?
I
Not all at
think
once.
I think that like, all right, with kids that want to act up, that's low key on them. When I see them, I just be like, yo, you gonna do what you gonna want to do, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, because we can't go down together. And I ain't holding nobody down. So I'm gonna tell you like that. I can't hold you down. If you go to jail, that's on you. I ain't putting no money on your books because that's kind of expensive. But like,
Right.
nah.
That's
But
on
like,
them.
I think that when you do see kids that act a mess, it's more or less it be the kids that don't have a job or don't clearly want anything going for themselves.
Mm,
So
mm, mm. Yeah,
like,
let's talk about that some more. Let's talk about that some more, because I so agree with you. So I'm going to share a thought, and then I definitely want us all. Someone told me that a job, a job will stop a bullet. A job will stop a fight. Now, I personally don't think just the job, or just, the there's something more. And I want to talk, Mr. Kevon, because you said they don't have a job, or if they don't have something they're trying to do, then they don't really have the hopes and stuff. I mean, what do y'all tell me what you're thinking? Because, you know, as you guys are doing the right things, it's because you're trying to go somewhere. And so we need to talk about that too. Let me, Mr. Kevon, tell the world about you. I know most people know you and they know how awesome you are. Well, tell us again. Tell us about
um,
you and your dreams.
not a lot to know about me right now. I just decided that once I got out of high school, I'm gonna go to the military. I took a long thought. I was gonna go to college, but then I was like, that's not my path.
Okay,
So
good. And which branch?
I'm gonna go to the Air Force or the Navy.
Excellent, excellent. And you took the ASVAB, you took that
I took
test,
the
and you did
I took
great.
the practice. The practice I got an 80 on. I got an 80 on the practice. So
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, it might be a good little fit for me. But
Yay.
I seeing my sister, because she did it, made me want to do it more. So yeah.
Absolutely. And she graduated, and she saw that alternative of something else to do. But again, you've got some goals and dreams in your head. So you're like, ain't no career blockers happening here. And that's why I like what you said, Mr. Kevon. If you got something you striving for, it's easier to be like, y'all need to back up. Don't be trying to bother me with y'all
Nah.
stuff.
Yeah, that too. But it's like we don't have enough people out here to be like, oh, you need to do better with your life, because we so used to seeing a lot of people who don't want to do better with their life, which is before us. So we just follow the image, because I don't want to say it, but my generation is easily influenced.
Influenced by what?
What we see around us. Like if like y'all, like, or older generations before us be like, oh well, y'all need to stop doing this. Y'all painted the picture. We're just finishing it.
Mm, that's good. Amen. I mean, and we have to listen to that, because meaning we're listening to you is what I'm saying. Is if we're not out here being a part for real, being present and active part of the solution, we are a part of the problem. I mean, so I agree with you on that. Miss Heaven, Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, talk to us. But first, Miss Heaven, tell us who you are. And I know we know your name, but tell us more about your dreams, goals, and what you're up to, please.
What I am, you said what I am.
Your name, your school and major, and some of the great
Gotcha.
things you're doing.
My name is Heaven Hart, and I'm currently going to Drury University. I'm majoring in business administration. Um, and my goals right now are to finish my degree, and I want to travel some more.
Travel some more.
And
Yeah.
hmm?
You said travel some more. Tell me where you've been recently.
I've been to Atlanta recently. That's about it.
Okay, for now. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But again, you've got some goals. And the thing is, Miss Heaven didn't talk about the marketing and all those things that she's done for the Career Club for years. She does a lot of the marketing, the flyers, the posting, just different things where she's using her skill sets based off of, her goals and dreams. And you're graduating soon, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. You're a senior, so she'll be done soon. All right, Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, come on, guys. Tell us a little bit more about you guys, especially your career goals, because it's our first time meeting you guys on the screen. And we're first excited that you're here. And we'll talk about Jeopardy in a little bit, because that was another thing that I know that there was some interest from all of us. We're going to be doing that again, but I want to make sure that we talk about that with you guys a little bit. So
my name is Jalen, and I aspire to be a better person. Really, I want to become an architectural engineer or some around those lines.
excellent. So you like math and all that stuff?
I don't really like it that much, but I'm pretty good at it.
Okay, he's good at it. Excellent, excellent. Sorry about that, y'all. Why did I do that? All right, thank you. Who's next? Talk to us, please.
My name's Tyree, and I plan to be a doctor or someone in the medical field.
Excellent. Okay, and tell me why'd you choose? Well, you like math and science too, huh?
Not really math, but science is science. I'm good at science.
But you're good at it. Okay, awesome. Okay, Miss Bree, tell people who you are. Just because. Just tell us. Tell us.
Yeah, hey, hello everyone. My name is Bree Logan, also known as your Realtor Bree. I am a licensed realtor here in Kansas and Missouri. And I'm also a co-host here on Smart Money News and Business Reviews with Miss V. And then I'd like to go ahead and pass the mic back to her so that she could tell us who she is and what she does, because it's amazing.
No, you guys are amazing. My Valencia brought us Miss V, and I'm a real estate attorney. I do real estate development, estate planning, and probate. More importantly, for my life and love, is I am a human capital development specialist, and so I try hard to help, especially young people, as you all know, that's the reason. Especially those of you who've been around this whole 14 weeks. We started this show to make sure that we had another, I know, 14 weeks. We started, this show, like we've done other projects, to make sure that we're having a place where we can definitely, train and build our young people. And we've, done as much as we can with that from day one. And so I'm excited that this is our second fourth Monday now, because we had to train and we had to learn a little bit first of how to do it, so that we could go back to the original, vision that we started with, of making it so that our young leaders could be stepping in and running the boards and do everything. And I know you all had heard that a while back, but we're starting that a little bit now, and it's exciting. And so I'm excited that Mr. KUAW is here again with us, because when we talk about this whole piece, we started it with financial jeopardy, 3 probably 3.5 years ago. And Jalen and Tyree may remember because your uncle, no, your first kid, your first cousin, right? Mr. Tony, he was he won our first competition. And it's been exciting kind of doing that more, and we're going to be doing it again. So I wanted Mr. Kevon to tell us a little bit about his experience, and then I want Mr. Thank you. We'll do a break, Mr. Jalen, to tell me your thoughts of what Jeopardy, if you're interested in doing that with us when we started over the summer. So, Mr. Kevon, I'm going to first mention some of the topics that we had. So, we had, of course, saving, and we had investing, we had student debt. We had a lot of different topics we had retirement a little bit, but more so it was about student debt. And we had about like renting and leasing. We had different topics that we taught on the whole semester. And then with the Jeopardy, that you were our winner this last time. And is it something that can you see really using that information in your future?
Yeah, I mean every little piece of the subjects that you do get, they were all beneficial to you. I want to say, well, maybe not to me. I ain't gonna. It says something about budgeting, and I still don't know how to budget. So I think that goes to show you. Maybe I need to try harder because I can't even save $25. It's kind of sad.
That's okay. Well, but so do you have goals that you're saving for? Because sometimes that's the difference.
Not so much. Like if I do be like I'm gonna save for it eventually, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm not gonna save for it because that takes time that I don't want to do, and I could just buy it flat out.
hmm So practicing the self gratification, and it takes time for all of us because we all learned a lot during those 3 years too about the saving and waiting. And Miss Marie's laughing. So now, Miss Heaven, I know you helped us do the marketing and set up that first competition, and then we're gonna come, definitely to and I'm saying Jalen. Is it Jalen or Jaden?
Jalen.
J-N. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Oh, I'm Jalen.
gotcha. Want to make sure. Okay, that I'm saying it right. Thank you. So, Miss Heaven, what do you remember about Jeopardy? Because you were there helping us to market it and put it all together, and of course, we had the competition. It was amazing. I mean, they all have been amazing, but I know you were at that first one as well, along with Miss Paris and some others. And what do you remember? And then we're gonna go to a break.
What do I remember about the Jeopardy? I do remember being excited for it and helping to create a flyer to market it and things like that. And then so I do remember some of the subjects that were talked about, like things that related to just equity and like they said, saving, budgeting.
Some of those things you're doing now because you're on your own. So you're doing the stuff. You're leasing and
Right.
renting, paying bills
Yes.
and everything. Absolutely.
Right.
No, good. And again, she has to put all the marketing stuff from that. So no, thank you. Let's go to a break, and then I'm going to come back, Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, to ask you what you remember about Cousin Tony and why it was exciting, as you guys maybe kind of watched him participate back then. All right, Mr. Jeffrey and Mr. Walker, Mr. Jeffrey and Mr. Walker, please talk to us about KUAW, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Okay, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station, right here at the WEB Du Bois Learning Center, located at 4510 East Linwood Boulevard. And you can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and listen to us on Get Me Radio, online radio box, tune in. And if you have a smart speaker, tell your smart speaker to play KUAW Radio, and we'll come through on that. So there's a lot of ways to listen, and we're glad that you're enjoying the show this evening. Thank you, and continue listening to KUAW Radio.
Excellent. We appreciate Mr. Walker so much, and KUAW and the whole production team. And I always tell, again, from the beginning, we had always, Mr. Walker, we were used to do another show on KUAW, so not a competing radio station. Thank you. And so we're doing that show. We do that once a month with Mr. Boyd and Mr. Walker, Mr. Boyd as well, but Mr. Walker, he talked about, coming and doing a show where we could do an apprenticeship with the young people and making some things happen. And so we finally, because of that, we did the partnership and started the process and have just been working on that, from day one, making that happen. And I appreciate Mr. Walker. He's, taking what he knows and pouring it on to our other, adult leaders there so that eventually they can learn enough to then pour it on the young people. And so we're working on getting all that stuff in place, and it will come soon. It will come soon. So Mr. Kevon, I know that you're starting with the kind of the front, meaning talking and doing all that, but eventually we'll be having a lot of our young leaders, especially over the summer, really starting to do some of that background stuff. And once we get, the team ready to do that, and they'll let us know. So I'm excited. So back to Jeopardy, Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree. So we're gonna do Jeopardy. One of the things that happened Juneteenth is every June 19th, this June 19th. And that's the big piece where they talk about how as people of color, for sure, that's our real Emancipation Day. And the real Emancipation Day, Juneteenth, it focuses so heavily on financial empowerment, economic empowerment, making sure that we really understand, what we can do and what we're worth. So we'll be doing that financial Jeopardy. We've got some students that are actually studying at our Career Kitchen site. They've been studying already, and they'll be kind of helping us to bring a competition to fruition. So once summer starts, we're hoping that you guys will join us as well, and wanted to, with that in mind, ask you just some thoughts when you saw your cousin Tony participating. Did it seem fun? Did it seem boring? Tell me anything you remember, please. If you remember anything.
I don't really remember much, but it kind of reminded me of the club I was in. It was called Elbow. It kind of was similar to that from what I remember.
Excellent. Okay. And so would you be interested in doing the financial Jeopardy with us? If not saying you're not committing today, but you'd be interested in maybe learning about it once, and we can get it to your mom for sure. Maybe.
I'd be interested to try it out, see how it goes.
Excellent. That's a good response. He says, I want to find out. Mr. Tyree, what do you think?
I don't really remember much, but it seemed very interesting and I would like to check it out.
Excellent. So I know your mom remembers it more so because she's like, they need to be in it and they need to win money too. And so that's one of the big things. And Mr. Kevon, he may be able to share a little bit more about, because they did it last year, and kind of as he studied, and definitely he had a coach and he competed with his classmates and he won. And so, but he studied hard, and it was worth it. And there's things that we'll be doing to make it more prizes this time, but also making it so more field trips and visiting the banks again. Just a lot of made it so that it wasn't just studying and information, but we were really trying to kind of go out and see what was happening. And Mr. Kevon, if you could tell us to add something to this year's Jeopardy competition experience, meaning not just the studying, but any place we should go. Is there something we should do different? And because we're listening to you, because you studied hard and won last year.
I mean, I don't really got a problem. As long as y'all let me be in there this time, I think we okay.
Okay.
I think that's pretty.
Definitely be in it.
I think if y'all change up the answers and the questions, I won't win again. But If not, that's cool. I would love to win again. That's cool on me.
Good. And you can. And so we're gonna have new questions. And I think it was Miss Heaven and Miss Paris actually helped us create that Jeopardy board that first time. And so we know all that information. So we're gonna be doing new information because a lot of it is a lot of the studying we've done over the semesters and years. It's growing. The housing, the real estate, everything's kind of moving. So if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to jump back a little bit to the worlds of fun piece and something that Mr. Kevon, you had said, if people had, jobs, then that could be helpful over the summer and stuff to do too, but jobs. Are there a lot of jobs for young leaders your age that you want to do over the summer? What have you been finding?
There's not even a lot of jobs in general. I had a job when I was 14, 15-ish, and I think I mean it was a good job. I'm not gonna say it was the worst job I ever had, but it wasn't good. I think that you have to be like 16 in order to step your foot into the door for a basic job. Like, of course, you can go to McDonald's and flip burgers, but who actually wants to do that? And I mean, we don't really get nothing because we're not responsible. They don't trust us.
So that's different. Um, I agree, maybe they don't trust you, but I do. I think you're responsible. When you worked with us last summer, I mean, you were really responsible. And I think a lot of our young leaders are, but people don't know they've kind of given up or something. I mean, why is that happening, do you think?
Like it always goes back to it's always that one person that ruins it for the rest of us. So I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing at all. So what about if we're kind of like how we do, different programs or radio or we're and
I
people are
think
sick, you guys doing great stuff. We need probably.
are good for us. Internships are good for us. Like for people my age, I think that's the best route to go. Like you don't want to be stuck working no job. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese and I hated it. So
Yes, so
oh,
you told.
I did not like it, bro. I did not like it. It was good for the. Actually, I can't even say it was good for the money, bro. It wasn't even worth it.
It was bad. It was a bad experience. I mean, you're like you didn't like it.
Yeah, but like I felt like I was doing a bunch of work to get paid not as good. Like I wasn't even getting paid over like $200. It was really insane, and then, like they hardly give you hours.
As well. So, and you wanted to work because you want to make money and you want to be busy and you want to like it. So,
Mm.
mm. And Miss Heaven, I know you definitely. I mean, you've worked different jobs and you were going to school and everything. So when you think about, but when you were a lot younger, was it hard for you? Do you remember back then to like find jobs or that 15, 16 ish? Or I mean, what do you remember? Because I mean, I know you're
I yes, I didn't find it hard to find jobs mainly because I didn't really have um transportation outside of like the bus, and I didn't want to take the bus for real, so I was just going to jobs like that were like up the street from me and stuff. It was like fast food jobs like Subway, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Burger King, things like that. And that's where I was working in high school.
hmm because of like you said, transportation, and that's a big deal. If people can't get you where you need to go, so that's a piece too. Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, Miss Bree, and then if you guys talk about jobs too, it's gonna work this summer, stuff like that. I'll come back to you in a moment. I'd love to hear more. Miss Bree, go ahead, please. I saw you reaching.
Well, I was wanting to know because the long time ago when I was in school, they had this thing called like an A+ program, or it was pretty much a program structured around if you worked at these jobs within the township, they were part of the ultimate goal that, okay, hey, if you work a certain number of hours, then that money goes towards you attending like Longview Community College or MCC, or even like they'll pay or give you like a tuition for like books or something like that. Do they still have that program?
For me at my school, it's 30 hours, and then they'll pay for 2 years of your choice school.
I mean, that's okay, good, because that's what I did. I didn't work at any conventional job. I worked at a residential and commercial plumbing and hydrant or plumbing and drain company, where I was like soldering metals together, building hydrants. They even had like different stations where I could get certified in those stations and actually use them as at other jobs. It increased my pay. I made a lot of money, and I was 16. So, I don't know if those are options, understanding the transportation thing, because it was up the street for me. My dad was my supervisor, so it even helped me even better.
Right.
But those are options, because I mean, I wish I would have went the smart route and got the free college, but it's fine.
It's interesting that you mentioned trades, though, because as we've been talking about alternative careers, there's college, there's military, just going straight to work. There's also the trades, and excuse me, thinking about there's so much money that you can make with, with the trades. And of course, the military teaches a lot of that too. My dad, I know he's, of course, like 70 plus, but he's in the military. They taught him how to fix the rigs and all that type of stuff. And so when he got out of the Army, then he ended up working for 3M, a company, a manufacturing company, made good money. But then from there, because of the skills he learned in the military, he immediately was hired on as like the 18-wheeler diesel mechanics, and made great money up until recently, retired and stuff. So I know that whether it's, plumbing, mechanics, all that stuff, those are also alternative careers that people can make $100,000 a year easy, which goes back to how do we help the students that may not have a dream yet. You guys have dreams and what you want to do with your careers and stuff. How do we help the students that may not have a dream yet be introduced to options so that they care enough to not get in a lot of trouble? I mean, you're young people, so it happens sometimes. You know what I mean? So what do you think, Mr. Kevon, Jalen, Tyree, Miss Heaven? How do we get the information out there to young people more about opportunities?
Social media. It's the only way to, like, I think maybe because I like me personally, I don't get off my phone. I think my screen time as of lately has been like 22 hours for the past 3 weeks.
Per day?
Yeah. No, like per week. No, not per. Yeah, per
Okay.
day, per day.
So
I'm on
like,
the phone.
you gotta go to school. So
I'm on my phone in
with you.
school. Don't get me wrong. I'm on my phone in school. My phone is like is an essential in my life. So yeah, it's
tell
like
me about that. You say it's essential, so because that's like I think you're telling us that's where you get information about life and opportunities through social media.
yes. I think that
Okay.
I wouldn't know what was going on in Kansas City if I wasn't on my phone. Like
And that's good.
maybe
You know,
because I definitely don't watch the news. The news is kind of boring. So yeah. And
okay.
as I said, 22 hours on my phone, I'm destined to see something about what's going on in my community.
Especially summer and jobs, we got to get it out there. And I'm with you. I'm listening. I'm listening. Mr. Tyree, you have a thought? I saw you reach.
I agree about social media, but like, here's the thing. Honestly, I can't. I'm on my phone all the time. So maybe if there was a way to like reach out to like kids my age, like through social media, maybe they'd be more like likely to like like look at some more options for themselves.
Yes, because the options are out there, but if they don't know, like sometimes, what if they see these options, but they don't believe they can have it or do it? So it's different pieces. It's saying, here's the options. Hey, you can have this. You can make this money. Just do what you can to, be the best version of yourself and all that. But then they say, that looks great. How do I get it? If they don't know, if they don't have the right encouragement or people showing them the pathways, we could do that on social media too, a little bit, but I think that probably needs to be more in the classroom, because yes, we could say parents should do that or churches should do it. But sometimes what if parents are working a lot, or what if they're not connected to some of the clubs and stuff? How do we still do our part no matter what and help our young leaders to get the information? What do y'all think?
Maybe to reach out to them through programs or use people their own age to tell them about things. Because the more yakky they listen to people their own age instead of people older than them. So you might actually get some to them.
I agree. And that's why, thank you, Mr. Jalen. That's why so many young people are influencers now, because we listen to our own peer groups. And the more that we can, like give information to our young leaders so that equip you guys through internships and pay and all that type of stuff. Most of the programs that we do, we try to make sure that we're giving stipends and stuff, because at the end of the day, you still got to work. And especially if we can find you an internship or something doing things you like, and we can also find you, some money to go with it, then it means you're going to have good work experience. And then hopefully we'll be able to connect you, whether it's with, doctors or engineers or people in the Marines. Is that right, Mr. Kevon? Marines for you? No? The Army? Navy? I was just, because it wasn't the Air Force. Okay, because your sister, okay. I am so sorry. I'm making a note right now. I will not mess that
No,
up.
no. The Marines is horrible, man. The Marines is like, okay, so the Marines stand by, break you into what I want you to be. Like, that's why I don't want to go. And then the Army is that way, but a little bit less. And then the Navy is not the best. The Air Force is really the best, but they kind of lazy, so I don't want to go.
You want to be active, right? Okay. I've stay with me, Mr. Keller, just a second. So I know you love football. So I know that the military, like the Army and all those places, they have football teams too, don't they?
Yeah, but I
You
don't know
play
if
for
I'm
them?
I probably will. Like, I don't think I'm gonna continue playing football after my 2 years. Like, I've had fun playing football for this past like year, but it's not that. It's not something I want to do in the long run.
Okay. I was just checking because I knew that that was one of the things that was on your bucket list, so to speak. Okay. Well, I want to come to a game before you stop playing. I like to come out and support people to see what they're doing. That's that thing about being present. We got to be present and all that stuff. So, so go ahead, Mr. Kiba.
Nah, the reason I kind of want to stop is because I finally like got that taste of football where I hurt somebody and I felt so bad after. Like, so I was up against somebody and I broke their collarbone.
No.
And I felt bad. Like, I really did feel bad. But it was nothing I can do about that. He knew what he signed up for.
Okay, I'm not laughing because it's like, but that's really what, a lot of the NFL teams like say and stuff. They know it's a sport that can really hurt people. I like basketball because it's not as contact anyway, but that's tough stuff. And people are getting hurt with the concussions and everything. So, well, if you play a game before you get done, invite us. So we want to come and cheer you
I will.
on.
I will. Next school year, I'll invite y'all to my first or my homecoming game.
Okay. Yes, because we want to do. Okay. Break 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so now, Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, have you all thought about the schools you might want to go to study medicine and engineering?
I was kind of thinking about community college a little bit. I don't know much about all that, but just thinking about community college as a back plan B.
Absolutely. And what we try to do in our career clubs is we will also, if you want us to, we'll talk more about engineering schools and all of that and begin to explore them a little bit. Exploring them not just of what's the best ones, but also exploring them to see what the costs are and based on ACTs needed, all that type of stuff. Try to start enough now, to kind of guide if you let us, where you want to go. And that's the big piece is we're we're here, but other programs, they're around, but we got to connect the students to them, to get the help that everybody needs. So that's really up to the students to say, it's up to us to present, hey, we're here to help. And then whether it's you or other people, because there's all sorts of programs out here and something may or may not be for you, but if we can, we want to help. Mr. Tyree, what school have you thought about? Any yet?
Um, I haven't really looked that much into schools, but like I there's like two that I want to go to, or like I feel like that I want to go to, so I don't know.
Thought, okay. No, that's good. Good. It's the continuing to plan, whether it's college, the military, because I know Kevon said the Navy. I will not say the Marines again. So, but it's important because it means you thought about where you want to go and what you want to do. And Miss Heaven, I know that we were working on this other project for her, and some of the questions they were asking is what made her think about studying marketing and stuff like that. Because sometimes there are things that you will do in your life, even in your younger lives, that will say, or you've seen something, or you've done something that'll make you say, I want to do this career, and this career will pay me money to live because you need both because you got to be able to live. Yes, Miss Bree.
So that's the awesome thing though, Miss Heaven, because that's what I got my degree in as well, business administration with an emphasis in marketing. And I decided I wanted to go and study marketing because there were y'all know the textbooks, two paragraphs in I think it was like my social economics class or something like that in my senior year. And it literally, just to surmise, said that the way in which you show things on television or make them convey towards folks, depending on what emotion you want to evoke or whatever, you can literally manipulate their minds to thinking that this is something they wanted. And I said, sign me up.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We're gonna take a break, then we'll come back and we'll let Miss Heaven maybe tell us a little bit more about what got her excited about marketing. All right, KUAW, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
All right, and again, we'd like to thank you for listening to KUAW Radio. This is Kansas City's global community radio station, located at the WEB Du Bois Learning Center, 4510 East Linwood Boulevard. And we're so glad that you're joining us this evening. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, when we're doing a live broadcast. When we're broadcasting 24 hours a day, you can listen to us audio only on the TuneIn, My Online Radio Bot, Get Me Radio, and if you have a smart speaker, go to Alexa or Google and tell it to play KUAW. You'll find us there. We also can be found on Apple and Roku. Just search KUAW Radio and you'll find us. Thank you for listening, and we'll go back to Smart Money News and Business Reviews.
All right. See, can't y'all see y'all doing that sometime real soon, especially over the summer? I'm just trying to say that. So eventually, because the thing is, once and thank you, Mr. Walker. Once school's out, then we'll have a better opportunity to, when I'm working on the transportation, and now we are, going to be talking to two of the colleges that I do some work with, Extension and then MCC, about them helping us do some things so we can, and of course, getting the stipends, because that's always a big thing, making sure that if you guys want to come and even just do our radio broadcast, apprenticeship just for a couple of weeks over the summer. Again, it's not right now. We don't have it right now. We're just kind of getting things ready But we've been working on that from day one since we started of trying to build this to make it the vision that Mr. Walker and I had when we started this about an apprenticeship for you guys. So, I mean, for any young people, but we're working on that every day, and we're excited because when it rolls out, you're gonna say, "I was there. I was in the beginning." Mr. KUAW was our first fourth Monday Young Leader host. So that's the great thing is being able to build these programs with you all's thoughts in mind. And that's the thing we try to really do. And I think about from an architectural engineering, standpoint, even though you think a radio program sort of it isn't a building, but from an engineering standpoint, the logistics is we need people to put things together and using your logic, that strength that comes, through building things in engineering, maybe you could help us to think through the real technological building blocks. And then with medicine, a big part that we talk about on the radio show that's really impacts young people and their families is that health is wealth. So we talk about, mental health, we talk about physical health, um, things that say, why people need, insurance or why eating foods a certain way. One of the big things we do ACT prep with UMKC, Dr. Eddie over there. We're really big on we need our young leaders to eat well and take vitamins while they're studying for any of these tests. Again, health is wealth. So we try to look at every young person's their career goal, like their marketing and all of that, and say, based off of what it is you want to be, how can we build that dream into whatever projects we have? And especially in the summer, help you to get stipends so that you can be with us, work with us. Let's grow, whether it's this or whatever projects we have together. So we'll do Financial Jeopardy. We're going to be doing a fashion show. There's all sorts of stuff. But our young people, we asked you guys, to build them and help us to make it happen. So it's pretty exciting stuff, y'all. That's all I know. And it excites me. It excites me because it's really about us taking that time. I want you to have, Mr. KUAW, the type of job you want over the summer. So I know you're not going to the Navy over the summer. So what type of job would you like over the summer if you could have one? What would you like to be doing?
I mean, yeah, it don't matter to me. As long as I get paid, I don't really be tripping
And not
off the
right. Chuck E. Cheese. Well, we'll work on that. Okay. And Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, what types of jobs would you guys like to be doing over the summer? Like, is there any particular? Would you like to go intern somewhere? Be in an engineering firm? I mean, be at a hospital, job shadowing for. What do you think? What would you like?
Honestly, I feel like something that will like help me like get into my career path in the future. So maybe like, like an internship at like a hospital or something like that.
Excellent. Excellent. And if, again, if you allow us, we'll assist you with that. One of the things that we did last spring break, Mr. KUAW, he may remember, we went to the court systems and hung out there like just, for half a day. We also went to the hospital and we got full tours of the hospitals there. We do that on purpose. That's why we're a career club. And as a career club, especially in the summers, we want to figure out the career dreams of our young people. And then we want to match you up with those people that do those things and then also let you go do an internship. And I know Miss Heaven has been with us for 6-7 years, and you've done lots of internships in the areas that you were interested in. And going back to what finally said, I'm going to study marketing, to tell us about what really got you heavy focused on that, please.
Well, really, college got me focused on it because I was trying to decide what I wanted to major in, and I didn't really know what I wanted to study. And you actually kind of gave me the idea. You're like, you're really good at making these flyers, and we've been doing these event planning and these different things, and you really enjoy it. Not only are you good at it, but you really enjoy it too. And so this is something, marketing. Have you thought of marketing? I was like, what is that? She was asking, do you know what is that? And we kind of researched and looked it up. And I was like, oh, okay, this is something that I'd really be interested in doing. And so that's what kind of set me on that.
And even on their side, well, not side, but at college, you did it for some of your college associations and stuff too. Because again, they picked you. They always say, Miss Heaven can do it because they knew you were good at it. And so, and people, your friends and family, they normally know what you're good at. They know what you love, but they also, you know what, you'll be a great blah, blah, blah. You'll be a great blah, 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 because they know you and your personality. And so that's what we like to do as we work with you, try to help you more and more to see how great you are, first of all, but then also from an occupational standpoint, which you also might be just totally fabulous at, and then help you to, like Mr. Tyree said, to get on the career path. Meet the people that if you want to be this career, we need you to meet the people as much as possible. So we bring them into our career kitchens, or we go visit them and all that stuff. And we just like to have fun, but we need to make all this relevant to as many people as we can. And so we appreciate you guys really coming on the show today, because without you guys letting us talk to you and listen and guide and hear each other's stories, we can't impact. Social media, though, I'm not a social media person, Mr. Butter. I'm gonna get better because Miss Bree's gonna show me. Miss Bree's good at it, but we gotta do it, because if we're not on it, we're not reaching you guys. So I agree with you so much, Mr. Kevon, because we're missing the boat. Okay, I know our time's up. So, any closing words for us, Mr. Kevon? None this time. Mr. Jalen, Mr. Tyree, any closing words you wanted to share with us? Anything?
I just wanted to say it was like nice, meeting you guys and talking to you guys about this stuff.
Yes, nice meeting you too. And we'll hope you come back on another fourth Monday. And hopefully, because it'll be May and school will be ending like on that fourth Monday then. So we hope we'll be able to have a live show where we can all be kind of in the studio, and I'll talk with Mr. Walker more about that. We've been planning that for, but not deeply detailed. So we can maybe get to have a end of summer fourth Monday party, something like that. Miss Heaven, anything? Say bye to us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. I look forward to being back on the show and talking more about great topics. This was a good experience. Thank you.
Yeah. You're funny. Yeah. Miss Bree. Yeah. What you got?
I mean, I'm just always excited to be here, especially when we do the fourth Mondays, because it's different perspectives that I get from the youth and kind of hearing what you guys have going on. And I mean, something that kind of really woke me up with what Mr. Kevon said was the fact that y'all painted the picture. We was just finishing it. So I'm like,
ain't that deep?
Out there like that.
It's we need to hear you and listen so we can do better, because if not, it's just going to get worse. So I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll be in touch, because we'll be getting the Jeopardy ready, because it's going to be happening Juneteenth. So we'll be sending things out in about actually a week. Miss Paris will be helping us to get that moving, so we can begin to get you, mentors and all that type of stuff for the Jeopardy competition. But it won't happen. Competition won't happen until June. The actual competition, but we got to start now studying. So I promise we'll be in touch with you, and y'all can tell other people about it, whoever wants to do it with us. And we're excited. And Mr. Kevon, you're the reigning champion. So get ready to hold your title. Appreciate you guys so much. And please, thoughts, questions, or anything, just feel free to email or call, and we're there, because I know we started it. So we're going to finish it. We're there. Thank you all. Please have a great evening. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey, so much.
Wait, Miss Valencia, Mr. Jeffrey was here?
No, so that's Mr. Jeffrey's dad.
Yo, Mr.